called
It's dangerous.
world-class service, Lamar.
Yes.
World-class.
But seriously, can we give Todd a hand? Like, that type of dinner, that's a world-class, like, I can't even imagine what that dinner is worth.
No.
But I surely wouldn't be paying for it on my own. I can tell you that much.
Heck no. That's got to be expensive.
Yes.
Well, what's better than some steak and wine?
You know what? That beach photo, though. Did you
Oh,
see the
yeah.
beach? What they did for this on the
No,
beach?
I think Heather got a picture of this from her
Isn't
room.
that cool?
Y'all, check this out.
That was awesome.
Our own custom Tom James logo right there on the beach. Not even rained out or anything.
Yeah, Marco Island showing the love. That was great.
All right. I
Let's-
hope that this is everybody's favorite time to start your day.
Yes.
Only because I think some free clothing might be in the mix.
Yeah, some free clothes again, y'all.
Now, I know this says platinum package, but I'm pretty positive today's is actually for pageant.
You think so?
I believe so.
That's even better. 160s, I believe.
Yeah, man. That's getting some high-end cloth on your very first trip, perhaps.
Maybe a little cashmere in it, maybe. Reach on in there.
And yes, I was almost accepting a couple bribes last night. I declined. Even though a yacht master was put on the table, I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound bad.
Woo.
Oh, this is familiar.
Oh, wow.
6, 7, 9, 1, 0.
Who is
Sam
it?
Habib, you in the house?
Sam Habib, Mr. Lookbook himself, Mr. Model. He'll do some work with that package.
Uh-oh.
If he's here, he'll do some work with that package.
Going once. Going twice.
All right.
Go again.
Let
All right,
Sam know.
He's like, I got too many clothes. I got that trucker jacket. I don't need any other
He's
clothes.
so gracious. All right. Reach in there again, Sheila.
Ah, a new one here. All right.
Yay, newbies.
6, 9, 8, 4, 9. Ashley Stanley.
Ashley Stanley, there she is. I like that excitement too.
Come on up.
Come on down, Ashley.
Wait, are we hearing that you're getting free clothes the night of your President's Club speech?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's some good luck
What
right
a
there.
momentous occasion.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right. Give it up for Ashley, y'all. Awesome.
Consistency is the key to growth in sales and leadership. To help us learn from the best, please welcome to the stage one of our top 25 members and store leader from Boston, Ari Gray.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Everybody excited for tonight? I'm excited to celebrate President's Club tonight. I'm going to spend about 5 minutes talking to you guys about consistency and what it's meant to me in my life. And then we're going to bring up 3 really special people who have practiced consistency in their life. And we're going to hear from them. Consistency in my business and in my life has been my biggest challenge, but it's also been my biggest blessing. I've learned to become consistent because of Tom James. Our careers force us to learn consistency. And when we learn it, we experience extraordinary growth. I've learned to be consistent in my business with my clients and our clients, with leadership. I've learned to be consistent with my kids and my wife. And when you become consistent, you build trust. And that's the biggest thing that it's taught me. So for all those Tom Brady lovers out there, I have a quote for us. When Tom Brady retired, he said, to be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't: consistent, determined, and willing to work. And I thought about that as it relates to Tom James, and I thought about our coaching program. And one of the things I love the most about our coaching program is the exposure it gives you guys to top performers and people who are extraordinarily consistent in their business. And when I read this quote, I thought about Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is special, but he says he wasn't special. And do you know what most people say after I speak to them after they travel with a coach? Most people will come back and say, what they're doing is not special. In fact, most people are somewhat let down, not on the ride day, but they thought they were going to see something that was extraordinary. But what they actually saw was consistency in habit and in action. And Tom Brady practiced that his whole career. And if you look at any of our top 25 or anybody who's growing at an extraordinary level, that's what they're doing. They're consistent, determined, and they're willing to get out there every single day and work. So why does consistency matter? There's 5 things, in my opinion. There's 5 reasons why consistency matters. Number 1, consistency absolutely builds your momentum. And for me, momentum is extraordinarily important both in my leadership and in my sales. It builds momentum, which is the X factor for what we do, right? While we're at this meeting, I'm still trying to do things for next week to make sure that I have momentum going into next week. It establishes trust with clients and with our teams. That's probably the biggest thing I would impart on you guys, is when people are consistent, you know what you're going to get from them, and that builds trust. It reduces stress, because at times our careers are stressful, right? So it creates predictability. It enables us to achieve goals, and it frees up time. Now, to me, when I think about becoming consistent, you can think about it in 2 ways. The first way would be that consistency would clam you up and would lock you down, right? Because it doesn't give you much room to get outside of what you're normally doing. But for me, I realized I had a paradigm shift with this, and for me, consistency equals freedom. Why? Because it allows me to stick to my schedule. Schedules are really important in what we do. It gives me structure and efficiency, right? We grow our sales when we're structured and efficient. The biggest thing that consistency has done in my life, it has held me accountable to the things that I say I'm going to do. And I'm going to say that again. It holds me accountable to the things I say I'm going to do. So when I'm consistent, I'm reminded every day. I consistently remind myself of my goals and why I'm here and what I'm doing. And so with that, I focus on my daily habits and goals, and I stress less, and I focus more on where I'm going and what I'm doing versus the things that are bothering me. Guys, we talk a lot about work-life balance these days, and consistency gives you that freedom. When you consistently play at a high level and you consistently set really, really high goals and you consistently work really well with your team and you consistently want the best, it creates space for life. And for us, time's what matters the most. When I hear somebody say, I want a work-life balance, what they're actually saying, I think, is they just want time. They want time to work and they want time to play. And so consistency allows you to schedule that kind of time. Without consistency, I feel overwhelmed, I feel stressed, and I feel missed opportunities. But with consistency, I feel routined, I feel results, or I see results, and I feel freedom. And so here's what consistency looks like in action. It's actually really simple. My theme this year, by the way, is keep it simple. I overcomplicate everything, so I'm keeping it simple. In the morning, I book 10 people. My goal is to book 10 prospects every day, okay? Every morning, I go into the morning, and I consistently book new prospects. Why? Because I want to have a steady pipeline. Because as the theme of our meeting says, here we grow, right? I do weekly check-ins with the team and keep them aligned. And with that consistency, there's fewer surprises. So when you consistently check in leadership, there's fewer surprises and way less fires. And then at the gym, I consistently go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. so that I feel energized and calm, right? So here's the consistency in a blueprint. Time block your activities. Make sure that you have daily time blocks for what you would like to get done during the day, whether that's prospecting or administrative work, putting in orders, checking orders, working with the factory, and then consistently follow up. Where are you falling short? Every Sunday morning, I have on my calendar at 5 a.m. before my kids get up to follow up. How did my week go? What do I need to change? What do I need to do better? What do I need to do different? Have weekly planning sessions. I do check-ins every Monday morning before the week gets started. And then at the end of every day, for those that get to work with me, they know that on my ride home, which is anywhere between half an hour and an hour, I'm checking my habits on my way home. I'm not listening to music. I'm not listening to the radio. I'm checking. Did I set my appointments today? Did I hit my wardrobe masters today? Did I do X today? And if I didn't, I'm trying to get that done by the end of the day. And if I still can't by the time I'm done, I'm making sure that I'm correcting that for tomorrow. I'm increasing my habit. And then I do a weekly reset if just everything's off track. My assistant and I have a code word, and we call the code word when everything's just not going right, and we stop, we reset, we get back on, we become consistent again, okay? So, with that, I would like to bring up 3 people who have been extraordinarily consistent in their careers. These people have grown in sales, in leadership, as a new partner, so I'd like to please welcome to the stage Avon D'Agostino, who's from Boston, Adam Highsmith, and Jared Myers, please. Yeah. I'm going to give you one wild card. Yeah. Thanks, man. All right, I handpicked these 3. Avon is on her way to Chairman's Club, which is awesome. Adam just moved to a new store and is store leader of a new store. And then everybody knows who? Who's been extraordinarily consistent in his own business. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and I gave them minimal preparation, not because I did this last minute, but because I really wanted them to give honest and heartfelt answers. So Jared, let's start with you. Is that cool? All right. Jared, what is one habit that you never skip, even on a tough day?
Coming in the office and telling TJ to wear a tie. I told myself not to say that when I get upstage, and then I just don't. No. Love you, TJ. So the habit that I don't skip, even on a tough day, is I made a decision a couple years ago to not check my phone. No texts, no emails, no notifications, no social media, no ESPN, until I get to the office. And I have not skipped that for 2 days, or excuse me, for 2 years. This morning. So that's just one thing that helps me keep me consistent, is it just gives me 100% control on my day versus, whatever's happening out in the world that I just cannot control. So I will not check any text, no emails, social media, nothing, until the morning routine is done, until I'm feeling my cup is full, and until I get to the office.
So what are you doing then to fill that time? What's your morning routine?
Well, it's all about filling the cup. What we do is so hard all day long. We're just, the whole empty, filling your cup up analogy, but all day long we're pouring into our people, we're pouring into our clients, we're pouring into our families, and just sales and entrepreneurship is just so tough that most of us show up to the office empty. So from 5 o'clock is when I wake up until I get to the office, about 6:30, it's all just filling the cup. So it's going to the gym, it's doing goals and gratitude, it's reading good books, listening to positive podcasts. It's just all about filling the cup up. So when I am ready to start a Tom James day, overflowing.
That's awesome. I'm a strong believer in what you think about, you'll move towards, and that's a good example of that. Jared, what part of the sales process do you think requires the most discipline?
I would say it's, filling the car with gas, which is booking appointments. I think we all have great intentions, but we tend to do the right things at the wrong time. And I'm still do the wrong things at the right time all the time. But I think that's the most important thing is if we don't have gas in the car, aka appointments to see, there's really nothing else that's going to help us. So I think that's the most important thing is to be doing the right things at the right time, which is from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. All we should be doing is going on appointments and booking appointments. And when there's a day where you have no one to see, it's easy to just get frustrated, but you should only be frustrated at the activity you did the day before. So all I'm doing, or try to do, from 8 to 4 is just putting gas in the car, which is just booking appointments.
That's great. And then finally, Jared, what is one area in your own business currently that you're just working really hard to become more consistent in?
I would say comparison. Been doing this 17 years, and I still compare myself to other people, whether it's people that are selling more than me or have more responsibility than me, or even clients that have a better lifestyle. So I think that's something I'm really trying to work on, which is just running my own race. It does not matter what other people are doing. All that matters is that I'm getting better.
That's awesome. Avon, what is one result that you can directly tie to your consistency?
I think the past season and past year I've had directly ties to consistency. So, being at my best rolling clients, rolling units, being on pace for chairmans. I really tie it to three main things, which is, always authentically being myself in front of my clients. I never put on a facade with them. I really take pride in the client relationships that I have. I'm only human, and if I'm having a bad day, then my clients are really smart people, so I want to get their advice on how can I change this, what can I do better, etc. Being referable. I want to say like 90% of my clients this year have been from referrals. Just makes your life so much easier. You sell so much more. It makes me a lot happier. So that, and hold on, give me a second here. Most important, trying to upgrade every single client I get in front of. Last year, Grant Reader said that fortune favors the bold or something. I really liked it, so I decided that I was going to be more bold. And I mean, are clients really going to get offended if I am like, can you buy Oxford, please? Like, I don't think so. So just with every client I see, always saying, can I show you something a little bit nicer?
That's awesome. This one is a big question because for somebody who's on her way to Chairman's Club, how do you personally define a successful day?
Well, at the forefront, I am a sales professional, like everyone sitting in front of me. So, I mean, if I sell 20K, that's a pretty successful day. But I think that a successful day for me is doing what I said I was going to do. So whether that's, going to a solid core class, which is really hard. I'm sure there's some solid core girlies out there, Sam Hammond, who goes like 7 days a week. It's disgusting. So, waking up and being like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but then getting through that 50 minutes of the day. Or like going on a 10,000 step walk after work, even though I'm really tired, or just doing something that I don't necessarily want to do and that isn't easy, and doing it anyways is a successful day for me outside of work because it's something that I can control ultimately.
That you're consistent with. I get the pleasure of being in a small group with Jared, who's an incredible group leader. And it always amazes me that in that group, it's the top 25 group, and in that group, there's some days that some of us don't sell anything. And I didn't think that was true, but I saw it this season. And we have to decide how we measure our success. So success is not always measured in how much we sell or what we sell. Sometimes success is measured in the habits that we put forth that day for the next day. And that's what that reminded me of, Avon. Avon, if somebody's struggling with consistency, what do you think the first thing they should do to change is?
become consistent. I really, really am a strong believer that if you're not consistent, you're only hurting yourself, your sales, you're not going to be happy. And I want you all to be happy. So my suggestion, do not leave the meeting with this long, like, grocery list of things that you're going to change in your life and in your business. Choose one or two things and really stick to it, because we've all made that mistake of running on a high from the meeting and, I'm going to do a morning routine and I'm going to sell X amount of transactions every day. And it's just so overwhelming. Our job, like Jared said, is so difficult as is. There's so much rejection. It's so emotional sometimes, even though we try to make it not emotional. So, don't overwhelm yourself. Choose one or two things and stick to it for the next season. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. Put it on a season or put it on a month. And just do it, because that's going to build your confidence by, again, just doing what you say you're going to do.
So what I heard from that is, don't try to save the world in one meeting, and small wins.
Yeah.
Create some small wins for yourself next week that will be the catalyst for becoming consistent.
Yeah,
Because
really.
those small wins will help become consistent.
I would always say, just give yourself the grace to be a human being. We're not robots. Maybe you will
Not
get
yet.
Don't be fresh with me. Please don't start. I don't like the AI talk. But, give yourself the grace. Again, we're all humans. Maybe you will do the grocery list of new things, but I think a lot of us are afraid of change, me included. So don't try and uproot your whole life just to prove to yourself that you're consistent. Choose one thing, stick to it, and I'll be proud of you, and so will Ari.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Adam, we'll end it with you. What do you wish you had been more you've been here how many years, Adam?
This is my first job out of college, so 5 years.
5 years.
23 years.
23 years, okay. So what do you wish you had been more, if you go back 23 years and look at it, what do you wish you'd been more consistent with if you were sitting here today?
Well, the irony is I am getting to be new again. I just moved 6 months ago to a new office, so I am starting over. So the cool thing is you do get to look back to see very clearly what didn't go well, and then what would you do differently. And so for me, if I was to do it again, which I am, is to be very, very consistent with my self-talk and managing my emotions. So the job can get very emotional if you let it, but if you're very clear on where you're going, what you're building, you tend to start to gravitate towards what you're telling yourself is more important than how you're feeling.
We have new partners in the room, and so what message would you send to somebody who's a new partner who's just feeling super overwhelmed, trying to be consistent in everything that we do?
I would say, to really look at the big rocks of the business and not worry as much about the sand, and the smaller stones. So first of all, to determine, very similar to what Jared said, is the biggest rocks are, we could all say it together, it's to get names, set appointments for those names. So don't worry about vacuuming your car or scanning your bag. Those all make you feel good. They do need to get done eventually, but I think managing those big rocks first would set us free.
That's huge. I will end with this, guys. Every single one of these three up here, there's one thing you have to be consistent. And every single one of these people has an end in mind for what they want out of this season. Every single one of them. So if you look at anybody who's being consistent, they're absolutely moving towards something. And so if you have not figured out what you want, it's going to be really hard to be consistent, because you're not going to be consistent in what you want. And so I just appreciate the three of you guys so much. I've watched all of you from close and then from afar. And your consistency, it's extraordinary. The way that you guys go day to day with all the emotions that we just talked about, and the ability to be consistent with all those is awesome. So I appreciate you guys up here. Thank you. Go into the season being consistent. Appreciate it.
us all welcome back to the stage our executive team.
All right. So this is the time we get to recognize our club achievers for last year. And so as we call out your name, please come up on stage to our right, take your photo, and then you'll exit the stage on our left. All right? So what club are we going to recognize first today?
I think first we've got some President's Cabinet Club members, y'all.
Yes. And what did they do? They hit 1,250 units in a 12-month period for the first time.
First up, we've got Julia Kay out of Washington, D.C. 1,250.74 units in 16 months,
That's
y'all.
amazing. And from New York, Chrissy Gatto, our Rookie of the Year. In her first 20 months, she achieved President's Cabinet, 1,252 units. Amazing.
I'm gonna come over here. Next up from Houston, Texas, let's hear from Madison Guillory. 1,429.75 units in 25 months, y'all. Give it up for Madison. That's a beautiful suit.
And from Phoenix, Arizona, Lauren Turner.
Good job.
President's Cabinet in 29 months, 1,256.76 units. Way to go, Lauren.
All right, from Boston, Massachusetts, we've got Avon Diagostino.
Yeah.
33 months to get her 1,270.37 units, y'all.
From Cincinnati, Ohio, Seth Bittner.
Congratulations.
President's Cabinet in 41 months. Getting after it, Seth.
Coming out of Denver, Colorado, give it up for Peter Camato.
Yeah, Peter.
President's Cabinet Club in 49 months at 1,252.97 units. Way to go, Peter.
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jeremy Zeza. The man hit President's Cabinet in 60 months. Well done, Jeremy.
Out of Pittsburgh, let's hear it for Grant Engel.
Woo!
1,251 units in 68 months. Way to go, Grant.
Out of Houston, Texas, Mr. Taylor Redding. 1,250 units. Did it in 97 months, y'all. Way to go, Taylor.
Out of Memphis, Dan Lawler.
Dan.
President's Cabinet Club in 1,250.31 units. Way to go, Dan.
From Scranton, PA, Miss Trudy Cordero. Way to go, Trudy. Woo-hoo! 1,253 units in a 12-month period. All right, we're gonna keep it rolling to President's Executive Club, Sheila.
I know somebody special in that
Oh,
President's
boy.
Executive Club. Just saying, take 1,750 in your units to be hitting this prestigious level.
That's right. Who hit it?
Miss Jessica Murphy out of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Our girl did it in 58 months at 1,791.24 units. Way to go, Jessica. Next up, give it up for Jake Hadley out of Denver, Colorado. 1,822 units in 88 months. Next out of Houston, Texas, we've got Mr. Grant Reeder. "12 months as a restarter, getting him 1,764.49 units. Oh, this guy looks familiar coming on up. Let's hear it for LeVar Smith.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
He's a restarter, y'all.
appreciate it, man.
Give it up for LeVar.
Appreciate it.
So happy for you. That's awesome, man.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Next, we have some Chairman's Club winners.
All right. 2,000 units. And we're going to start it off with Miss Tiffany Reynolds out of Tampa, Florida. She did 2,054.22 units. And these are not first-time chairman's recipients, y'all, so it's not the entire club, but restarters and others. All right. Millionaires Club, y'all. We getting on up there. 2,750 units in the Millionaires Club. All right.
Out of New York, give it up for Ariana Ocapinti.
Wow.
Ooh, 2,752 units in 139 months. Way to go, Ariana.
That's awesome. From East Texas, Mr. Daniel Weebrock. Give it up for Daniel. 2,774.42 units. Out of Chicago downtown, we have Mr. Jeff Mix from Chicago downtown. Out of the Heights, Miss Fran Kabeski. Millionaires Club restarter. 2,784 units. Amazing. Amazing. And the units just keep getting greater and greater, y'all. We are at the top of the mountain club. Top of the mountain. Do you know what that entails? How many units that is? 3,300 units. That's like close to 300 units every single month, y'all. It's amazing. This is where you get the pin recognition, guys. So this is another level of achievement. And we are going to start it off with my fellow MC today, y'all, Miss Sheila Khanna.
Thank you.
Millionaires, Top of the Mountain Club.
Yeah.
3,388 units. Way to go, Sheila.
Thank you guys.
Woo!
Got some. you,
And
guys.
then we have Melissa Cooley out of Vancouver. 3,305 units.
So fun to do this with you guys. Oh, out of Minneapolis, let's give it up for the one and only Rebecca Garces. 3,303 units in 240 months.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Killing it. Nashville, Tennessee. Ashley Johnson. Top of the Mountain. 3,390 units.
Woo!
What a steady rock in that Nashville office, Ashley. All right. The stakes get higher.
Woo.
Pikes Peak Club.
Man.
Another level. I don't even know what that level
This is thin air up there.
It
I'm
is.
telling you. Let's give it up for Mrs. Louisa Lou.
Louisa!
3,910 units
Wow.
out of San Francisco, y'all. Give it up for Louisa.
The San Francisco treat. Rice-a-roni. That just popped into my head. Brent Balance, Detroit, Michigan. 3,975.93 units. Unbelievable. That's awesome.
Out of the UK. You all know him as the Silver Fox, but we know him as Sean Hickey.
Sean! The
He
Oxford
loves that
extraordinaire.
nickname. He
Does
really does.
It's very fitting.
3,905 units at Peak.
Way to go, Sean. Yes. The next club, Capital Peak
Phew.
Club.
4,500 units?
Wow.
Sheesh. Oh, Mrs. Tate Zickerman.
Tate out of Denver.
4,504 units in 94 months, y'all.
Wow. Wow.
I gotta take that in.
That's awesome. Out of Chicago downtown, Mr. Dan Milas. He sold 4,575.38 units.
Phew.
That's amazing.
Oh, man, out of Greenville, Miss Jill Scott.
Woo! As a restarter,
Y'all, 24 months as a restarter. As a matter of fact, they hit 4,519 units.
wow.
Woo! As a full-time mom, too.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
grief.
Jeez, man. That's crazy. The next level is Mount Lincoln Club.
Man, gets thinner and thinner.
It does. How many units?
5,100 units.
Man,
To get
sounds
in
like
this.
over 400 units a month to me.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, I think we know his name as Jared Myers.
Jared Myers. Jared Myers. He loves when we do that, y'all. He loves it.
5103. Good grief, Jared. Man gets to work.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Matterhorn.
God.
What is a Matterhorn?
A lot of units.
A lot of units, that's right.
6,300 units to be exact to get into this club. Good Lord. Who do we got first?
Mr. Alex Homer! 6,324.33 units.
He also might be the last person that we have that's also a Falcons fan somehow, so
Oh,
we're
wow.
going to cheer him on as hard as we can.
Dang.
And out of Atlanta, Georgia, let's give it up for Cheyenne Peacock.
Woo!
60.91 units
Wow!
in 232 months.
That's amazing.
Way to go, Cheyenne.
I so enjoyed seeing her with her family yesterday. That was so awesome.
Interviewing Olivia,
So
the best.
she's adorable.
Okay.
All right. Let's give it up for all of our achievers today, y'all.
I always feel so honored. We both feel so honored to go on these trips to spend time with all these amazing, hardworking Tom James partners. Probably one of my most favorite things from the trip was playing beach volleyball with all the Tom James partners, and seeing people fall face first in the sand, and it really was just so much fun, so funny, and great getting to know people. Would I go on a trip again? Yeah, I'd go probably like a million times over again. Tom James, you set the bar very high, and you put together just such a good quality experience. So it's I don't know if it's possible to match that. So yeah, just so appreciative. Thank you.
I got to go on the Mexico trip with him in February. The reason that I went with him is his lovely wife, Caitlin, was due for her 4th child in April. So instead of taking the Hayes trip, Brent decided to take his mama. It amazes me, all of Tom James' people, how nice, how confident, how respectful they are of everybody. I had a blast, and I am so happy that Brent joined the Tom James team. I actually had such an amazing time. I got to spend it with my son and all of his people.
But speaking of all the fun and the shopping and the eating and the beach were friends, constituents that I was able to meet and included me graciously into so many of the trips that we made. Sarah Miller and her friend Reagan, Lachey, who I have to call Shay Shay because my grandkids call me Nay Nay, and Morgan and Alyssa and Miranda, Connor from Boston and his friend. Thanks for putting up with me. Again, I'm so thankful that Fran's hard work is recognized and awarded with trips like this. And thank you for everyone who made this trip possible. I'm thankful for my daughter, who's such a go-getter. Man, she amazes me. And thank you, Tom James, for all the incentives. And I'm glad I got to partake.
The team goes all out, choosing the best places, the most luxurious hotels, 5 stars, with incredible service. I've been on a few, always fantastic. This Hayes trip was one of the best. Sheila and I capitalized on some engagement photos overlooking Santorini's gorgeous backdrop, which was so awesome. So I encourage everybody to work really hard to hit these trips because they are amazing, and the people that are on these trips are also the best. So I thank Tom James for always putting together amazing experiences, and to all the salespeople who work so hard to make these trips even possible. So thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Mielzas, husband to Heather Mielzas. She's out of the New York City office, you might know her. Wanted to share with you a little bit about the latest Tom James Hayes Ambassador Club trip that Heather just earned. It was in Athens this year, and gotta say it was absolutely phenomenal. From the hotel to the location to all the trips that were planned, and food and just everything that was really curated by Tom James and planned out to perfection. It was all a 5-star experience. One of the greatest things about these trips that Heather earns is the fact that we get to take our daughter with us. Getting to take her to these destinations that are bucket list destinations for anybody is phenomenal. Being able to take our daughter with us really is the driving force. I know for Heather to work the way she does is the fact that she gets to bring us and share her success with us on these fantastic destinations and these fantastic trips.
Awesome.
Oh, y'all, give it up for the trips
The trips.
ahead of us. Oh my gosh.
Sheila, it really is about who we get to bring on the trips.
It's kind of the coolest part, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of spoiled. Me and Jill and Matt Perez, I mean, we got to grow up going on these trips when we were like little baby kids. And we had no appreciation for the kind of work that went on behind the scenes to get to do this sort of stuff. And
It's
now this
awesome.
time I got to bring my fiance.
Beyonce, you're going to be a wife.
Finally.
Exciting.
And you've taken your wife to a couple of these trips, right?
I have. I've taken her on some trips, and my dad gives me the hardest time now because he's like, you just forgot about me, huh? Because he came on all the trips for a little while, and now my wife comes instead. So
Tell me about it.
I
My
gotta
dad
step-
gave me a guilt trip last time, too.
So guys, what club are you going to go on next year? What trip are you going on?
Anybody that's going to be committing to President's Club this year, go ahead and stand on up of your chairs, and let's make a public
Who's
commitment.
going on the President's Club trip? Yeah. It's in Cancun, I believe. Dominican Republic. Okay.
Cancun.
DR. All right. You guys hold each other accountable. Look at who's going. Turn around. All right. President's Cabinet Club to Costa Rica. Who's going on that
to Costa
trip?
Rica.
Victor.
Oh, we already know Steve Rose is going. He has
Yes.
to go surfing.
I see Josh. I see Alex. I see Jay-Z.
I see
All
you,
right.
Jeffrey.
Great trip.
Ooh, Founders Club, the rare
Yes.
but amazing trip to Chile.
That's right. Who's going to be going to Chile? And Concepcion. Seth, Courtney, Heather. I see some folks going. All right.
I see
Ben
some
May.
familiar faces.
Let's get it. Next up, Chairman's Club to the Canary Islands, ladies and gents. Who's going to be on that trip with Matt Cornish, with Grant Reeder? I see you. I see Jeff Mix and Angela Drummeller. That's going to be an awesome trip.
That's going to be a packed trip. Now, the sought-after
Man.
Hayes Ambassadors Club.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's going to South Africa this year?
Cape Town, look at that. Joe Price, Jordan's going to be there. Look at that. Doug Kidd's going to be in the house. Bridget's going to be there. That's
Lamar,
awesome.
I want to know, where are you going?
I'm going to the Canary Islands.
Nice.
You can count on it.
I love
What
it.
about you?
I think I'm aiming for some South Africa.
All right, there we go. What's next? Let's see.
give us an in-depth look at serving our female clients, please welcome to the stage Molly Riazzi, Tiffany Popson, Ryden Bell, and Rebecca Garces.
All right. Did you know that women control 80% of our consumer spending in the US, yet they make up less than 11% of our client base? We're on a mission to change that statistics in Tom James Company. Today, we have a live appointment with two members of our Women's Initiative team, Molly Riazzi from our Raleigh office, playing the sales professional, and Tiffany Popson from New York, who's playing the prospect. Our aim is to show our clients that the custom clothing experience is for someone who values fit, service, and personalization, something off the rack retail rarely delivers. Our narrators will pause this appointment to point out critical points in the meeting and add commentary to help teach how to effectively run a women's appointment, all while keeping you in control of the flow of the meeting that results in a new client. If any of these thoughts have crossed your mind, like, I don't know how to sell women. What if I say the wrong thing? Women are picky, and you've hesitated to go all in on women. I want to acknowledge this fear and help you learn how to reframe it. For example, as sales professionals, you already know how to listen and serve your clients. And that's what women want more than anything. They're not picky, they're just more specific. And that's where our custom advantage shines. So let's start the role play.
Okay, thanks Tiffany for meeting with me today.
Absolutely.
So what I'd normally like to do is ask you some questions about what you've been doing for your clothing, what's working and not working, and then I'll show you a little bit more about Tom James and how it all works, and if it makes sense for you, I'll show you how we get started today.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So I know you're an attorney. Tell me a little bit more about what you do on a daily basis and how that dictates what you wear.
Well, I'm in litigation, so I usually wear suits every day just to make my life easier.
Okay.
It's too much time for me in the morning to put things together and kids off to school, and I'm in court a fair amount as well. So I always need to be appropriately dressed for that. I never really know if I'm going to have a sudden client call or if I'm called into court.
Yeah.
So I've stuck with suits mostly because it just makes my life easier in the morning. I just don't have time to mess with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I know you mentioned on the phone shopping for those suits at Saks and Nordstrom. So what do you like about shopping in those places? Anything you'd improve on or brands that you love?
Well, I've worn a lot of Tahari over the years. I really have just done those places just out of their location and necessity of needing something. There's not that many places out there in the marketplace that have suiting that's appropriate for law. I can't be in things that are crazy. There's really not a particular brand that I've loved.
Okay.
It's hard to find suits because they don't come in separates at times.
Yeah.
And I end up having to have things altered, which is also time consuming. I never find skirts or dresses that fit appropriately, and those never match with jackets. It's only pants.
Okay, all right. Well, then tell me a little bit more about the fit issues you're talking about. Like, what do you run into specifically with off-the-rack clothing?
Well, length, always.
Okay.
I almost always have to take in the waist.
Okay.
And I don't wear the same size in pants and jackets. So then I'm always having to do this additional alteration or not able to find something that matches.
Okay, all right. And then I know you also mentioned on the phone not loving shopping. What specifically do you not like about it?
Well, it's just the time that it takes to get things to fit.
Yeah.
It's not fun to go into a store and try on a dozen different things and none of it fits properly. It doesn't feel good to do that. Yeah. And they always have a small selection of colors. I feel like even when I get something new, I'm wearing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah. So I know that we talked a little bit on the phone about putting outfits together, and you said you didn't really like taking the time to put the outfits together. But do you feel confident in putting an outfit together, or is that something that you would want help with as well?
No, I think I would want help with that too. Because if I am going to branch out from some of the colors I've been doing on a regular basis,
Yeah.
then having the time to figure out the matching, it's just, I don't know if I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay. No worries. All right. So it's kind of a random question, but if you were to look at your closet and rate it from 1 to 10, 1 was scratch it and start over, and 10 it's perfect, where would you put yours?
I don't think I want to scratch everything and start again.
Yeah.
There are definitely still some pieces that I want to keep in my closet, but I don't know. Maybe, probably somewhere between like a 5 and a 6.
Okay.
So I don't want to do everything from the get-go.
Right,
but
right.
Definitely some new things.
Okay. Well, then if you were to take it from, like you said, 5, 6 to a 7 today, what 2 or 3 things would you add or replace first in your wardrobe?
That's a good question. I think the main things that I would probably do would be dresses, because I have pants right now.
Yeah.
I don't always love them, but I have them. So dresses with dresses maybe with something matching.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And then, well, maybe, so I sent you the links for the lookbooks.
Yes, I did
Is
look
there
at that.
anything else or is there anything you liked in there?
There were a couple, one of them was a dress.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll take a look at that. Let me tell you a little bit more about Tom James. Had you heard of us before I reached out?
No, I hadn't.
Awesome. So what were Tiffany's reasons to buy, right? She touched on fit, selection of colors, time, and she also even mentioned wanting expertise to help with putting outfits together. The fact finding is structured exactly like our men's. We listen, we ask questions, we find problems, and we provide solutions. Don't assume women know more about clothing and are more confident about clothing than you. Relax, just take care, listen, and ask questions, seeking to help them. We're going to move past the presentation, as we all know how to do that, and we're going to skip to the capsules dialogue.
Okay, Tiffany, so there's 2 ways that clients shop with us. One, of course, is a la carte, where you can pick and choose items here and there, or we can shop in capsules. Have you ever heard of the capsule concept?
I have, but I've definitely never shopped that way.
Okay, no worries. So capsules are a collection of coordinated pieces that can create multiple outfits from the same pieces. It makes it easier to get dressed in the morning because the outfits are already coordinated, so, like less decisions in the morning. They are also easy to travel with. And shopping in capsules helps build wardrobes, like I was talking about in the presentation, because you can add to them over time, which builds equity in what you've already purchased. So let me show you how that works. So I got the capsules pulled up here. So capsule A is week's worth of clothing. So it has 3 jackets, 3 dresses, and then 6 bottoms and 6 tops that you can mix and match to make more outfits.
Okay.
Capsule B is a seasonal refresh. So it's 2 jackets, and then you've got 2 dresses, 4 bottoms, and 4 tops that you can mix and match. And then capsule C is you just get to try one of everything. So you've got a jacket, a dress, you could do 2 different bottoms, 2 different tops. And then capsule D is the same as C, but just doesn't have the dress. So which one of those makes the most sense for you?
I think probably capsule C, because I would definitely want to try a dress.
Okay. Yeah.
And then if there's sort of one of everything that goes with that I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, cool. So we'll get to that, but first, I'm going to have you stand up and let's get your measurements. It's the most important part, and I want to be thorough. Table's wobbly. Alrighty. Okay, so would you mind taking your jacket off and then go ahead and put your hair up? And then I've got the hardest questions first. So tell me your height, weight, and bra size.
I'm 5'4".
Okay.
I weigh about 140.
Okay.
And I wear a 34 triple D.
Okay. Awesome. All right,
Notice
stand.
that Molly is having Tiffany stand up to be measured before showing models or cloth. Taking accurate measurements is one of the most important parts of the appointment. The buying line is high. She's excited to pick out her outfits or her capsule, and she pays attention to all the measurements that you take and becomes astonished with how much goes into this process. It allows us as sales professionals to not be rushed or to forget to take measurements. And we deliver a well-fitted garment, which, as we know, leads to sales on delivery and referrals.
So with the selling, you may be used to showing cloth first with men, as men tend to be mission shoppers, right? Like, I need a jacket, let's get one. Women tend to be more window shoppers. Let me look, see what stands out, what I like, see if I'm interested. So you show pictures first. Get her to fall in love with the look or the idea, and then you find the fabric to make it come to life. Also, women need to know the process of buying with us. Custom clothing is a total different experience for women. Transition by walking them through how the rest of the appointment and how the process of buying works. Again, this sets up a buying atmosphere and takes them out of the window shopping mindset.
Okay, now that I have all your measurements, let's choose styles and fabrics. So I'm thinking we should build your capsule around the look in the lookbook that you liked. Show me which one that you liked. I know you said something with a dress.
Yeah, it was this one with the gray.
Oh, okay, great. Did you like the fabric more or the style of the dress and jacket?
I think I just sort of like the overall look, not necessarily like that exact, but just the way that they match and the tone of the fabric.
Okay, awesome. Well, this is the fabric right here. Let me show you. So it's right here. So we could do the jacket and dress in the same fabric to start the capsule. And then would you want to do a matching pant to the jacket or a matching skirt so you have a full suit?
I think a pant would be good. Since I'm doing the dress, I don't think I want a skirt in the same fabric too.
Okay.
I think the pant would be better.
Okay, so let's say since you have trouble with skirts, we'll definitely go ahead with the skirt. And I think let's do, how about this? So like there's another look where it has the tan pant.
Yeah,
but we could do that in a skirt.
I like that. I don't have any colors like that.
Okay.
And then the pant will do in the same fabric as the jacket.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Okay, so we'll do that. Let me put that in. Here we go. We'll start building your cart here. Let's see here. All right. And then, so for the two tops, I'm thinking we do two tops that of course go with this capsule, but as well as other items in your wardrobe. So it's some good basics. Do you have a good crisp white button up that fits well and doesn't gap in the bust?
Well, I have a couple, but I don't know that they necessarily fit that great.
Yeah, okay. So maybe let's do a good button up, and then I'm thinking a sleeveless silk shell and cream, kind of like this one in this photo.
Yeah, I
Does
like that
work?
idea.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I got all the pieces in here. I'm building out the cart. Let's see. All right. And then, okay, so now that we have all the pieces picked out, we're going to choose the style for each item.
Okay,
So
good.
let's start with the coat. Let's see, the photo in the lookbook is actually, it's double-breasted, which is, we can totally do, and I love that. But I would recommend starting with the one button. I think it'll be a really versatile first jacket for you. It's a little longer, like this photo, but it just has one button that cinches at the waist at the smallest part, so it's really flattering.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like this.
Oh yeah, I like that. I'll take your recommendation on that.
Okay, cool. And then for the dress, I really like the style in the photo. It's a classic sheath dress that is sleeveless, easy to wear with jackets or without. What do you think of that?
I like it, but I don't know if I like the neckline of this one.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
It's a little bit high for me.
Well, let me show you this. So we have 3 different necklines in the sheath dress. So you've got the crew neck, like you saw, and then the square neck and the V-neck.
I think definitely the V-neck.
Okay, so we'll do that. Let me change that in here. And then for the pants, with a lot of my female clients, I start with a trouser leg. It looks a little bit like this, or it does look like this, and it's really flattering and easy to wear with different heel heights. What do you think about doing something like that?
Yeah, I like that. I don't want anything that's really tight.
Okay, okay. So we'll go with that. And for the skirt, a classic pencil skirt would be my recommendation for the first one.
Okay.
Looks like this. You probably know what a pencil skirt looks like, but just, so you have an idea.
Yeah, I think that would be good, just to keep it really classic, and I can wear it with other things too.
Okay, cool. This is a very agreeable client. Okay, great. For the shirts, that Colleen is our classic button-up. It's more of a traditional cut and not meant to be fitted. It doesn't have any darts in the front or back, so it's comfortable, but it still fits well. What do you think?
Yeah, I just want to keep it classic for that.
Okay, all right, I'll put that in. And then lastly, for the cream shell, I love the Amanda or the Helena. The Amanda has a clean neckline, and the Helena gathers at the neckline. It looks like this.
I think the second one.
Okay, let me put that in there. Let's go with the Helena. All right, so now we have it all in here, and we'll just review.
Notice Molly started with the plan of a capsule. She started the capsule with the image Tiffany saw the previous night when Molly sent her the lookbook images. Tiffany mentioned it during the interview, and Molly didn't overcomplicate it. She took a look she liked and ran with it and made it make sense. She made it simple, and she recommended classic styles to start with. One button coat, a trouser pant, a sheath dress, white button-up shirt, and a silk. Notice she didn't go into the specific details about styling choices. She doesn't need to because we use modeled garments. They are already styled using our clients' skin measurements, which means all you need to know is which pattern to put your client into, Missy, ladies, or women's. Tiffany didn't need to make a bunch of decisions. She gave her one or two choices for each item and backed it up with images from our new VSS model book. She started with classic pieces that work for nearly everyone. What if each of us added 2 new clients per week this season? 8 clients a month. In a year's time, you could have 100 new women clients. 100 new women clients at a 10 UPC is a President's Club business. Everybody add 1,000 units to your goal for the year. This isn't hypothetical. This is the next phase of our growth. So take the first step. Next week, reach out to one woman, ask a male client for a referral, set an appointment. We don't need a new strategy, just a new intentional focus. We're not just selling clothing, we're building confidence. Let's be the company that shows up for women with style, respect, and service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, please get to your feet and welcome to the stage your #1 sales professional and gold wardrobe master, Jordan Yoakum.
Welcome. Today, we want to recognize those in our company who earned the title of Wardrobe Master in 2024. While the opportunity to earn this title was revealed halfway through the year, these individuals rose to the occasion, serving our clients by building out their wardrobe, utilizing our entire line of custom garments. Although many in our company sold enough garments to qualify in one or more categories to be considered a true wardrobe master, you needed to qualify in all 4 categories: suits, sport coats, pants, and shirts. To qualify this year, the categories are combined for men and women's garments, but to qualify in 2024, they were separated. To honor our achievers, they will receive a perpetual Wardrobe Master's trophy with a token that signifies which level they hit. Each year, as you achieve a level of Wardrobe Master, you will receive an additional token to add to that trophy, similar to the Hall of Fame. Along with the trophy, each recipient earned a clothing package of 1 suit, 1 sport coat, 2 pants and 4 shirts, as well as stock options. The first time that a Wardrobe Master level is achieved, you receive the cumulative stock options up to the level you achieve. So a partner who achieved silver receives the options for bronze and silver, and these who achieved gold earn the options at all 3 levels. As we celebrate our inaugural Wardrobe Masters, we will ask each of you to come to the stage for a group photo for each level where you will receive your trophy. The first level of achievement that we would like to recognize this morning is the bronze level for men's garments. To receive the title of a bronze wardrobe master, you needed to sell 100 suits, 100 sport coats, 200 trousers, and 400 shirts. Along with their Wardrobe Master's trophy, each achiever earned a corporate image package and 500 stock options with a current value of $15,000. Again, please come up, take your trophy, and remain on stage once your name is called. First, Ben Lawler. Blake Albino. Jack Tierney. Mr. Ari Gray. John Cardos. Needs a new profile pic. Sean Hickey. Jacques Roy. Mr. Mike Pittman. Jay-Z, Jim Zemer. Money Mix, Jeff Mix. Andy Wewell. Milo Rubin. Jason Porter. Jason, where's your jacket? Ayman Elachami. Tim Cornell. Amber Schrader. Doug Kidd. Bill Yonke. Eric Peterson. Justin Thomas. Brian Daly. Joe Price. Ingrid Geisman. Stephanie Hansen. I would like to ask Jeff Mix to stay on stage. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question and I'll hand it, all right? Just be genuine. No, that's good. Good job.
Thank you. I get to recognize you.
Later.
Oh, right now.
Can if you want. I would like to ask Jeff a few questions about this incentive. Jeff, if this incentive had been available in 2023, you wouldn't have earned it. When you saw this incentive, did it mean anything to you? Did you think you could hit it?
At first, no. So a couple things. The first was a call that we had early in 24, and I remember Craig just talking about the state of our shops. And afterwards, me and Justin Thomas were talking about it, and he like looked at me and he said, "So is Craig saying that it's better for our shops that I sell 2 $2,500 suits or 1 $5,000 suit?" And I've talked to Craig about this since then. And if you want to understand it, spend more time with Craig. But he really just explained that we have shops, and it gave me an ownership mentality. So the first thing I was thinking about when he asked me that question is, it's not about Jeff Mix. It's not about my units. It's not about what I want. It's really about being an owner of something. And when I thought that way, it changed my perspective. So that was the first part of it. You can ask me another question, or you want me to keep going? Or am I done?
Well, my main thing is I want to know what clicked to make you want to do it.
Well, you did. So I followed you in February, which was a huge honor. And I think we saw 17 people, 2 days. He did a wardrobe eval on every single person. And we talked about it while he was doing it. And he sort of challenged me to do it. And I did it. And the other part of it was just the preparation for those appointments. And none of this, everyone's probably already heard all of this, but it's just a great reminder, right? Nobody needs to be told what to do. They just need to be reminded. If the client you're going to see was to buy 2 suits today, what would they be and why? If they were to buy 4 sport coats today, what would they be and why? If they were to buy 6 pants today, what would they be and why? And if they were to buy 6 shirts today, what would they be and why? And I was just prepared for that. And then I started looking at the Wardrobe Master, started following it, and another conversation with Justin Thomas about we were both missing it on our pants. And we both realized that we were selling way too many Blue Deltas without first offering our clients to buy custom pants. And I don't know about you, but I can sell a $1,500 pant. Blue Delta doesn't make anything that is that expensive. So just being prepared. So, and then I think the other thing that I incorporated in 2024 is I just wore a 3-piece suit. And it's a whole lot easier to sell a 3-piece suit when you're wearing a three-piece suit. I'll leave it at that.
What level are you going to hit this year? What level you come into this year?
Silver.
I next want to recognize silver. To achieve the silver level of Wardrobe Masters, you needed to sell 125 suits, 125 sport coats, 250 pants, 500 shirts. Along with their Wardrobe Masters trophy, each achiever earned an executive collection package and 1,250 cumulative options valued at $52,800. I would like to recognize the silver group. Alex Homer. Jared Myers. Greg Pittman. Daniel Wiebrecht. Jim Poston. Brent Balance. Kevin and Meg Harris. Heather Milsage. Dan Miles. Amanda Latimer. Bob Engel. Mark and Ann Cleve. Ashley Johnson. Bridget Mbanusi. Lee Dora. Trevor DeJarnett. Rob Ringheisen. Steve Oberton. Robert Stuvey. Cheyenne Peacock. I want to also recognize Cheyenne Peacock also earned the Women's Bronze Wardrobe Masters in 2024, which increased her stock earnings to combine 1,750 stock options valued at $52,800 and a corporate image package. Steve, can you stay up here with me? buddy here, small group buddy. When you saw this incentive, did it mean anything to you?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's free clothing, and one of the things I think was much of what Jeff, I was in a small group with Jordan, and with much of the focus what Jordan talked about is not only impact our factories, but the great thing about Wardrobe Masters is we can sell a lot of products, and what we started tracking is we tracked in our small group, and I think that's the month we changed from dollars to piece goods. And like Jeff said, you know, one of the focuses was it's a win for ourselves, it's a win for the client, and it's also a win for Tom James. We can sell blue deltas and we can sell knits, and those are great, but those aren't good for everyone. This is good for the factories, the manufacturing side, so it's a win all the way across. So one of the questions I was asked was just what did it do and what did I think about? And so to me the biggest thing was when we just started talking about it as a group and we started tracking it. So clearly not everybody can be in a small group with Jordan or go follow him, but I would encourage you, I think the biggest thing was just looking at it and focusing on it. We talked about it, it seemed like weekly, and it seemed like for a lot of us, pants was an area that we needed to do some work. And so, you know, it's nothing different than anything else that we shine a light on whatever area we want to focus on, and then you start to go to work on it, come up with the answers. And I think that was the biggest thing in our group that was helpful as we started looking at answers, started talking about areas that we needed to maybe bring up. So I would just encourage you to look at it a lot and start looking for answers in those areas. And I think that's what helped me. And pants was the last thing I hit in December to hit this level. So that's what I would encourage people to do. That's what helped me. So
what are you hitting this year?
Well, I know you want me to say gold, but that's a big jump. So I'm going to go to work on that and I don't know if I can get to gold, but I can get closer than I am now, and we'll make some progress there. So.
Next, I want to recognize gold. To achieve the gold level of Wardrobe Masters, you needed to sell 250 suits, 250 sport coats, 500 pants, 1,000 shirts. Along with their Wardrobe Masters trophy, each achiever earned a Royal Classic package and 2,750 total stock options valued at $83,000. Rick Brightbill.
It's my privilege to announce my great partner and friend, Jordan Yoakum, as a Gold Masters Wardrobe member. Congratulations, Jordan.
All right, I'm going to keep my friend up here a second. Rick, 2 minutes.
I'm unscripted. There's no script.
2 minutes.
All right.
2 minutes. All right.
Call me off. Break me off.
All right. Come over here. When you saw this incentive, did it mean anything to you when it was presented last year?
It was June. It was presented. It didn't mean anything to me at the time. I thought about it. And I thought, wow, that's novel. And I thought, I gotta basically embrace this more. Basically, the idea came across my mind. I was like, oh, cool.
So when December rolled around, we were looking at your numbers, and you had to sell a ton of pants to hit gold. What happened?
Well, what happened was at our meeting, our top 25 meeting, Bridget and I taught on pants and shirts. This is a shout out to Bridget. And I started embracing the idea. So the first thing comes with thinking about it, right? And I thought, what am I not doing to sell 500 pants? I had everything else covered except pants. And I got to give a shout out to Bridget because she talked about putting an extra pant with every suit. Okay, so that got me fired up. So it starts with a plan. I thought about it, I entertained the idea, then I had a plan. Then December. So then you act on your plan, right? You make a decision. Isn't that how we do it? We get an idea, make a decision, act on the plan. So I got to December, and then, we're all a village here together. I'm sitting there December about 12th or 13th, and Trevor DeJarnett, where are you? There you are. So we're in small group together, and he put together the most incredible text on how to sell pants. And I thought, this is divine intervention. This is incredible. A plan to get from where I was at 20, I needed 61 pants in December. And thanks, Trevor. We both did it together. So I was able to sell 61 exactly like on the 31st. So it was awesome. But my encouragement to everybody is have an idea, plan it, figure out your plan, and then celebrate your wins. And celebrate it. And so let's do that this year. So.
Good job. You did it.
I did.
Hey, I want to let everybody know that please meet Kevin. Everybody attack Kevin. He has boxes for these, whoever achieved them after this. Let's give another hand to all the achievers we've had. As we announced in January, men and women's garments will be combined going forward. The garment levels have not changed. You still only need to sell 100 suits, 100 sport coats, 200 trousers, and 400 shirts to earn bronze. What has changed are the options paid out at each level, which are now double the amount from last year. And remember that if you didn't achieve a level last year, but earn a level this year, you still earn the cumulative levels of stock, which is as much better opportunity than last year. If you did earn a level and move up 2 levels or more, you will earn the stock at every level over what you hit last year. So if you earned bronze last year but hit gold this year, you will earn the stock options for silver and gold. When I saw this incentive, it was so important to me because it was such an easy way to build wealth by just doing our job of building wardrobes and creating outfits. I was able to earn over $150,000 in stock last year. This was the biggest incentive I have ever seen at Tom James in my 17 years, and this year the opportunity is even better with doubling the stock you can earn. This is no keychain. Our company truly believes that this is what will get us to $1 billion. And just announced this week at Key Leaders meeting, instead of clothing package at each level, we are changing that to a gross cash or clothing option payout. No, this one is not cumulative. At bronze, you will earn $3,000, silver $4,000, gold $5,000, platinum $8,000, diamond $12,500 in cash or clothing allowance, which is an increase over the original package value. So this is a win all the way around. This portion of the Wardrobe Master Achievement can be earned every single year. So if you earn Wardrobe Masters for the first time or move up a level, you will receive the stock at that level plus the cash. But if you hit the same level this year that you did last year, you will not earn the stock, but you will still earn the cash or clothing at that level. While earning the trophy, cash and stock options are the reward on paper, the benefits of being a wardrobe master are much greater than that. You heard from several different partners at different levels about how the shift in focus towards pieces rather than units or dollar amounts simplified the way we tracked our success. This is also why we pushed tracking your appointments, transactions, and new clients. By not focusing on dollar amounts, we create more sustainable and consistent business. By increasing the number of custom garments that are in your client's closet that are cohesive, that fit how they want, and give them options for any occasion, you are increasing your customer satisfaction and giving them a reason to keep coming back and refer you to their friends and colleagues. Everyone who achieved Wardrobe Masters did so because of trousers. I hit gold because I only sold the gold level of trousers. I was a platinum in suits, shirts, and diamond in sport coats. If I would have sold 3 more pants a week, I would have gotten an extra 2,250 options, which at today's value is $68,000 in additional stock. By the time it vests, easily worth over $100,000, just to sell 3 more pants a week. Right now, take out your iPads, find your Wardrobe Masters tracking by searching for Wardrobe Masters on the secured site on the incentive page. Once you get there, there's a drop down. Select year to date pace, and you can see where you are projected to end up based on your first 6 months of the year. Right now, I'm on pace to hit platinum. Why? I'm selling more pants. I'm actually pacing slightly lower in suits and shirts. Not much, just a little bit. But as you can see, I've gotten very intentional on pants. Why? Who in here would rather hit Wardrobe Masters or increase their level over last year if you sold more pants? Why do people not sell more pants? Blue Deltas are easier, is a common statement. They like their Lululemons or Peter Millar pants better. Do they have a conviction about our pants and trousers? Do you believe it's okay for someone to wear a custom jacket and a tie with a Blue Delta? Do you believe it's okay to wear a custom sport coat and tie with a pair of Peter Millar pants? Is it the right thing to be based on what we know about how people are supposed to dress for certain occasions? Newsflash, have you tried an Omni pant? If not, you need to try one. Order one today. That single-handedly will fix the pant problem. So, don't let the britches hold you back. So before I let you go, I need you to look at your year-to-date pace for Wardrobe Masters. What level do you want to hit, and what are you lacking on? Suits, pants, how many more of those a day do you need to sell to catch up? Find the person in the room that will show you how to do it. Then I need you to take this money below and tie it to something. Who are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? Is it worth the effort? Guess it's not going up. Take me back on there. No, it's coming. No. Here we go. Bronze. You will earn 1,000 options valued at $30,000 in current stock value, and you'll also get $3,000 in cash or clothing allowance of your choice. Silver, 1,500 options valued currently at $45,315, and $4,000 in cash or clothing allowance. And at gold, 3,000 options valued currently at $90,630 and $5,000 in cash or clothing allowance. Platinum, $4,500 in stock, valued at $135,000 and $8,000 in clothing or cash. And diamond, 6,000 stock options, valued at $181,000 in current stock value, and then $12,500 for clothing or cash. This opportunity is the fastest way to build a net worth of over $1 million at Tom James. So what are you scared of? Make a commitment to hit the next level and make a way to get there. Ask the right person in the room the right questions and shift the way you track pieces, and you will be amazed how focused you become, and this job will become easier. Not because it's easier for me, but because of the examples you heard today. And this focus on pieces is more relevant today than ever because of how it will affect this fall getaway. Here is Kevin Neeren to walk us through that.
All right, Tom James, how we doing? Congratulations to all those Wardrobe Masters Achievers. Do not come to me about those boxes because I don't have them. but they will be available at registration sometime this afternoon, so just check back with them, and they'll have the nice little box that'll fit in. You can take it home. All right, so who in here is excited about the fall getaway? Who in here has a passport? Then you get to go to Toronto, unless you're Canadian. Well, I guess you had to have a passport anyways. Sam Habib, which one are you going on? He's in bed. All right, so I don't know where he is. Where is he? Oh, man, I should have checked to make sure he was here. All right, so who in here has ever been on a fall getaway? Stand up. Stand up if you've been on a fall getaway trip. Look how many people have gone, okay? If you enjoyed the fall getaway trip, sit down. Hey, look at that. Everyone enjoyed it. Thank you. These are really great trips. They're a lot of fun. They're they're in the fall, so you went on your big achievement trips in the spring, hopefully, and now you've got this new one you get to go on, and they're a lot of fun. So from the pictures I've seen and the stories I've heard, you want to go. So, of course, we've got the really cool trip to Toronto, if you got the passport, and then there's Colorado Springs, which looks like a lovely place. And then there's all these upgrades you get to do, all right? So do you remember the upgrades? First, we got the suite upgrade, all right? Who doesn't want to stay in a suite? The suites are sweet. So each one has their own suite option, and you can upgrade to that, all right? So the second upgrade is going to be dinner for two. Each place is a little different. You got Louie Lou's, which it took me a little while to figure out how to say that. I wanted to say Louie. No, is it Louie Louie's? I said it wrong. It's not Louie Lou's. It's Louie Louie's. Okay, it's a really nice restaurant but it's got a French flair because it's Canada. And then you got the Summit at the Broadmoor. It's going to be a really nice dinner for two, just for you. You're going to have wine. You're going to have great food. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sounds good? Has anyone in here been to Louie Louie's? Then you all need to try it. It's going to be good. Probably no one's been to the Broadmoor. I don't know. Have you been? Oh, that's something. Y'all leave Denver? I didn't know that was a thing. I thought Denver people stayed in Denver. Okay. All right, so you got these two great dining experiences. Each one has its own spa treatment. You're going to get 60 minutes at St. Regis in Toronto, but you're only getting 50 minutes in Broadmoor. That it's something about the conversion rate. I don't know what it is, but everything's a little more. That doesn't make sense either. I guess we're just spending more in Toronto. Hey, works out. The last one is only for the Broadmoor, and that is 18-hole round of golf at the Broadmoor for two. All right? How many golfers we got in the house? How many good golfers do we have in the house? Hank's not that good. I've seen him. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. He is way better than me. He's not as good as his wife, but he's pretty good. All right? But it's for two. But you probably want to go to Toronto because you already live in Colorado. So anyways, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But this sounds great. Not only, this isn't just some golf course. This is a really nice course. The senior PGA Open was just there last week. Like, they just played it. So it's not going to be in tour condition, which is good for all of us, but it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so that's the golf. Now, how do you get it? Now, we said we'd reveal these later in the week, and it's all tied back to Wardrobe Masters, okay? So, sorry, I forgot the money. $600 cash, that's the last upgrade. If you don't like golf, if you don't like food, if you don't like spa treatments, if you don't like a suite, if you don't like staying an extra night, that's coming next. You can take the cash, or you can stay that extra night. You can stay a day before or after in Toronto, or a day after in Colorado Springs. There's only availability for the day after for that one. All right, so how do you earn it? All right, it's all tied back to what Jordan was just saying. All right, everything's back to Wardrobe Masters, okay? So to get the upgrades, you have to hit a 1 or 2 month level of Wardrobe Masters, all right? So in the next 2 months, if you hit the bronze level, which is 17, 17, 34, and 68, you get to pick one of those enhancements, okay? So you get one. Spa treatment, extra day, cash, whatever, all right? If you hit the silver level, which is 21, 21, 42, and 84, you get to pick two, all right? And it keeps going. At gold, you get to pick 3. At Platinum, you get to pick 4. And at Diamond, you get to pick 5. All right, so does everyone understand that? If you want all the extra stuff, it's all based on Wardrobe Masters, right? Did I miss anything, Todd? The suite is only for Diamond level? Ooh, I missed that. Jeez, too bad, y'all. But that $600, I mean, it's only 336 shirts. That seems like a lot of shirts, but guess what next month is? Shirt special. For those same 2 months, we got the shirt, buy 5, get 1 free shirt special. So everyone should be hitting Diamond on shirts. That's not even hard. Good luck on the suits. That's a lot. The trousers, those are big numbers, Todd. You could have made it a little easier. Oh, it's just 2 a day. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so that's how you get your upgrades. Capiche? Good? 2 months. This is a 2-month number. Not an average of these over the 2 months. You got to sell 17 over the next 2, or whatever level, okay? Cool? All right, let's move on. To sharpen your selling skills, please welcome to everyone's favorite leader, Sarah Bentley.
Kev, you're gonna need to give me that clicker like I asked for. Kevin, I need that clicker. Last thing I said to him, make sure you give me that clicker. He was real feeling himself there, guys. All right, family, we're gonna bring this home and then we're gonna break out and go to our skills sessions after this, or continue the skills sessions to be learning. So I just wanted to say good morning to everybody again, and good morning, family. I mean this word very intentionally, you see, because for those that don't know me, I've been here for my entire professional career. I came here at 22, kind of like Adam Highsmith, and I'll start my 22nd year here in January. The only man longer in my life than Tom James is Chris Bentley. We are raising Ben, who is 11, and now he will grow up here with this family. With these partners, who are both my best friends as well as my mentors in life, I don't want you to underestimate the generational impact that you will have on my family and yours because of your influence. I've had seasons of life here at Tom James that were over the moon, and I've had seasons of life here that I've pushed far, far away that I wasn't proud of in the least. I've worked in 3 different Tom James offices, living in almost the size of every one of your cities. Chris and I navigated a young marriage, new cities, new jobs, childcare with 0 family in our state, both elevating in our jobs, becoming a multi-store org leader, and I've also survived a recession and a global pandemic here. So I feel uniquely qualified to speak to new partners with growing books of businesses, moms and dads out there balancing work and life, whether in a small market or a large, or a leader or a producer. No matter your stage of life or career, I feel like chances are I may have walked in your shoes. For starters, this was me. Then Sarah Strang, like a southern piece of string. In 2003, many of you don't even know that version of me. I was 21 years old, and this is me in Jamestown, North Dakota. This is the front of a pace setter where we used to look at weekly. I worked for one of Spencer Hayes' other companies called Southwestern Advantage. During my summers in college, I realized eventually after 2 summers that my biggest takeaway had little to do with sales and everything to do with growing up and the principle of controlling my emotions and thus my thinking. It was simple, not easy, mind you, but simple. Put the effort in and work the numbers, keep a positive attitude, and the rest will follow. I brought this mentality with me to Tom James too. It actually is what attracted me most to the Tom James opportunity. Sales is the natural equalizer. It takes mercy on no one. Class nerds like me, or prom queen. Numbers are numbers. They always work themselves out. I had all the control if I worked the plan and stayed on schedule, as they called it. If I failed, it was on me. But if I succeeded, it was also on me. This mentality led to my first years of success here. Not Rookie of the Year success, but steady growth nonetheless. So, fast forward 15 years. In a nutshell, life happened. And like many of you may have found yourselves at one time or another, I was living and working in quicksand, living one burst of inspiration to the next, fueling my motivation, all while feeling alone, searching for meaning, chasing a never-ending next sales level, approaching a cliff that I felt like I was certain to fall off of if I could not figure out how to get off the hamster wheel. When I moved to Richmond in 2020, January 2020, at the start of the pandemic, I started out in denial, hiding from the world underneath my covers, banking on the storm passing on its own. When the storm didn't pass quickly, I realized that I was now in uncharted territory. I was now almost 40, raising a kid, while starting over professionally again. A new mentality was surfacing, and not one that I'm proud to admit. I'm unsure if my thoughts were there already, and with the pressure of the pandemic, it amplified them, or if it was created right there behind that mask over the coming months. Either way, a train was in motion, down the tracks, and I was sorely unaware. I think with the fear of losing everything I had built over the years, I closed my mind to everything except surviving. Fear-based mindsets cause you to barely keep your head above water. A secure mindset causes you to thrive no matter the circumstances. And this is what it looks like when translated to work. Pressure from every direction, feeling out of control, sitting in judgment, critical of others, letting the world around you run you, versus staying focused on what you really, really want and can control, and you thrive. Sometimes I put it so far out of my mind that I almost forgot that it happened. But in the last 18 months, I've come to the realization that the consequences of that season of my life may have created minds and hearts that were all of a sudden focused on only myself and my results, no matter how I got them or who was sacrificed along the way. And naturally, when focused on self-preservation, silos were built. Communities were torn apart. Structure upon which we had built success here were tossed to the wayside. Every person fighting an internal battle alone, trying to survive. This wasn't just inside of work, guys. Marriages were tested. Parents had to navigate how to educate their children in a world of political mayhem and a country divided. Spouses' jobs were eliminated. Ailing parents needed extra help. Every family for themselves. Every woman and man for themselves. Every partner for themselves. It's no surprise that this mentality made it into the workplace too, myself included. Without knowing it, I had built a protective silo around myself and my family too. Like I said, I didn't mean to do this, guys. I don't think anyone means to do this. But one day, I woke up and found me, myself, and I in my hometown hitting the next club level while my new partner struggled out there somewhere. And sadly, my young leaders were following in my footsteps, to units and dollars being the only success metric, living month to month, and as the saying goes, the strong survived. So the reason that I felt like I needed to start with this bleak context is because there are about 400 of us that went through this together. And this mentality, it can be sneaky. It was only revealed to me finally through hard self-reflection of group results that I did not want to repeat. I lost partners that I loved, even my own sister-in-law. It was lurking behind strong personal results with no real way to duplicate them. A surefire way to anxiety is strong results with no way to prevent them from unraveling. Results that were determining my effectiveness of my leadership, my patience with our people, and ultimately my own self-confidence lowering by the minute. I didn't even know I was still living in it. You might not either. And if you're young in the business, try to learn from what we experienced together. Don't fall into this anxiety trap of focusing on your results without a fact-based plan to work or improve on. You will inevitably make it to the top of the mountain, look around, and you will be alone. And that's not a fulfilling place to live or work, no matter your success level. It took me a 4.5-hour breakfast with our partner, Nicole Carlson, in early February of this year for a light bulb to go off on just how bad I let my survival, results-obsessed mentality take hold. You see, Nicole is one of the strong ones. She is kind, selfless, coachable, and dependable off the charts. She is someone that you want in the trenches with you when you go to war. She has raised herself in life and also in Tom James, circa 2018. And thank goodness for me, she is also fiercely loyal to me and to Tom James. She never gave up on me, despite the 15-year age gap, and that I was supposed to be her leader. That day, it didn't make sense to me that she couldn't see the person that I knew she was fighting to be, when it was so clear to me. And then it dawned on me throughout our long conversation that the only way that she was measuring her success was by what she was selling, the units that she thought we wanted her to sell. I had, with my words and my actions, communicated that she wasn't good enough. I had turned this success pyramid that we heard earlier about this week upside down, and it was teetering to come crashing down, largely based on my own personal sales. Somewhere along those 5+ years of thinking, compounded by the natural instinct to help my family survive, I became a unit head. We used to call it this on the book field. And it created an environment where only the in-game mattered. No structure, no plan, no tending our mental garden, just results. And what's worse, I had done the same to Nicole, and probably the same to my organization, those that remained, and those that had sadly already left. My mind was racing. How had I gotten here? How had I ended up with all of my energy and self-worth into counting dollars and units when I had spent the majority of my career focused on building the habits, attitudes, and self-image of my partners? You know, that whole we build people and the people build the company. Where had I gone wrong? So, enlightened by my realization that day, I started noticing everywhere all the ways that I was focused on things that I could not control. Tracking my dollars sold instead of creating an RQL to get more referrals, or throwing my day off by delivering partial orders to get a sale instead of diligently working on a phone calling list. All the ways I was causing anxiety for me and others without even knowing it. All the ways I was sitting in judgment of others, expecting my partners to get better without even building them up or helping them develop a plan to allow them to grow. I believe that this has been detrimental to us in lots of ways over the years. We have a generation of leadership that was brought up in a hypercritical, unit-focused environment, a today and tomorrow sales strategy, a quick TR can fix it mentality. And you combine this with a siloed office environment, and it silently took hold of our good intentions. Now, I'm not saying don't have a sense of urgency. I can shake the money tree with the best of them, or to not make transactions happen. And I'm not saying it doesn't work for the elite. But what I'm going to explore with you today is about developing a process so that you can work day by day and, as Justin says, live light and free, focusing on what you can control, to help give us long-lasting results that we can build upon week after week and year after year as we grow our own personal sales, and to duplicate it and pass it on to the next generation to come. Nothing I say up here will probably be anything new, but have you ever heard the saying, the teacher appears when the student is ready? Maybe you will hear it differently today. James Clear wrote, should read it, it's a good book, lots of stuff, Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. This isn't just some sales jargon, guys. It can apply to anyone's thinking. And recently, when interviewed, Rory McIlroy quoted this when asked about his win at the 2025 Masters. A system or a process that can focus on developing a plan with metrics for improvement that we have full control over, giving you supreme confidence to reach the goals that you set by working it day in and day out. I'll repeat, the Rookie of the Year, Chrissy, said, confidence is built in efforts, not the outcomes. To stay activity focused while being results driven, what would that life look like? So let me ask you a simple but powerful question. How open are your doors for business? Business hours, we're open most days about 9 or 10, occasionally as early as 7, but some days as late as 12 or 1. We're closed about 5:30 or 6, occasionally about 4 or 5, but sometimes as late as 11 or 12. Some days or afternoons we aren't here at all, and lately I've been here just about all the time, except for when I'm sometimes someplace else, but I should be here then too. So just reading this, guys, gave me anxiety. Different start times each morning, phone calling by memory, getting referrals only when you feel the pinch of being asked to get new clients, no real end to the day. In my opinion, this is the opposite of consistency, the opposite of a plan being worked towards a worthwhile goal, the opposite of control. Each day, are you waiting and hoping, filled with anxiety, for prospects to just come walking through your kinda open doors for business? Or are your doors wide open for business as you work your prospecting plan day by day? Guys, success is in the boring stuff, and it's your story to write how that goes. Now, I want to be real with you. This job isn't always exciting, as we've heard a couple times so far this week. Some days it's slow, some weeks it's like walking through wet cement. You're making calls, you're adding prospects, and you're showing up, yet no one's clapping. No new clients that day, no club levels hit. But this is where success is born. And the people who stay in that space, who hustle without applause, those are the people who break through. You might hear them on stage and people might think it's an overnight success. But what they don't see are the days and the weeks and the months of stacking wins that didn't look like wins at the time. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Prospecting and prepping RQLs for new names, making the calls that no one might return, working a cadence to set your appointments, only for some of those appointments to sometimes cancel, showing up the next day to do it again. And then boom, one day it all hits. Your calendar fills up, your numbers explode, and life starts changing. But you'll know the truth because only you can know the full truth of how you worked your plan. How many prospects you added that turned into appointments that led to pitches that often led to new clients. Sure, we have a secured site that's phenomenal, tracking your leaders, and tracking that your leaders can look at. But if you are still tracking for others or once a week just to get your trainer or training pay, you are missing my point. The race is not between you and them. It's between you and yourself. And so you earned it day by brutal day, casting a vote each time for the person that you want to be. Building your confidence by setting and keeping meaningful commitments to yourself while working towards worthwhile goals. And this, family, is the most worthy, fulfilling cause of all. So let's talk about this superpower called discipline. We've heard a lot about it. Discipline to control your emotions, discipline to control your thinking, discipline to control your activity, and discipline to control your habits. Let me remind you of what our founder Spencer believes. Successful people realize that they have to form the habits of doing things that failures don't like to do. Think about that. This business isn't about talent, thank goodness. It's about developing the type of person that you want to be by building habits of prospecting and working a plan to execute on the goals that you have for yourself. Todd expressed to us earlier this week, one can choose to go back toward safety or forward toward growth. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. So even the discipline to cultivate a growth mindset becomes a habit, and we can control it. He goes on to say that failures don't like to plan in advance, failures don't like to call and make appointments, failures don't like to meet new people every day. And that's exactly where we can win, because we can choose to do what others won't, not just once a day or week, not when it's easy, but every single day. So let's break down some numbers, and before you put your earmuffs on, because I said numbers, try really hard not to, because for me, guys, this journey that I've been on recently has been really trying to articulate my path to living light and free while chasing my goals for the sake of others. So if you don't need to hear this, maybe just listen anyway, because one of your partners might need your help. As Jared said earlier, put your fuel, what'd you say, Jared? Dang it, it was so good. Gas in the tank. Jeez, oh Pete, it was perfect because this was already written. Don't count WPs, fuel them. Don't get caught up in the numbers that you cannot control. Did I see 5 people today? Did I hit my transactions for the month? Did I hit my quota this month? Those are important numbers, guys, but that's not where it starts. I want you to shift your focus to a plan that produces these outcomes. So, quick projection. Make sure that you run the play. Identify your goal, and that's different for everybody in every season of life, but that is very important. Now I want you guys to convert that into a unit number. Write it down. Side note, and listen carefully. Set your unit goal to get on pace for what you want. I'm trying to get us to realize that there's a difference between working a plan to hit a goal and then just continuing on to the next goal, as opposed to running through the tape, gassed mentally and physically, crashing down, and maybe not recuperating very quickly. You can fixate on units and hit goals, but these short-term pushes cause early burnout and unnecessary mental stress. This might not be popular thinking amongst some, but I can assure you, getting on pace is the thinking that forms habits that you can build confidence on month by month as you grow mentally stronger and your skill set advances. Okay, so back to the projection here. So you've got your goal. So for example, if you're an advanced training summits is your goal, set it at 63. PC, set it at 84. Hayes, set it at 250. Car and Driver, 325, and so on from there. Build your business on a rock-solid plan. I want you to take your goal and divide it by your UPT to get transactions or sales that you need for the month. Now I want you to just divide that by your closing ratio, or you can just use 60%. This is how many wardrobe presentations that you need. And then I just want you to divide that by 60%, which is also extremely conservative, to be able to get your appointments that you need. You can use your own numbers if you have good tracking, plug, but you can use company averages if you do not. Convert that number to weekly. So you take that number of appointments and you divide it by 4, right? Get it to weekly. And then you simply put everything you got into working this plan. Every single appointment counts. Big or small, count them all. Set them all. New appointments, fitting appointments, client appointments, everything. Every delivery is a selling opportunity. Every client appointment that you might have a problem with is an appointment. Every opportunity to see your clients is an appointment. You might need to adjust this number along the way as your skill set or your time efficiencies or your tracking tells you differently, but build on these metrics and be steadfast and track your progress. You see, you can't judge yourself on how many people you saw that day or the units that you sold at the end of the week. You can only judge yourself on how well you worked your plan. Otherwise, if you hit your unit goal, like many of you did in last month, all of you CEO winners last night, by the end of week 2, you may fall into the temptation of letting off the gas, intentionally sabotaging July's month, causing emotional ups and downs. But if your focus is to work your weekly plan of setting your appointments, you stack week over week with no worry about your results, going into the next season with a full July to execute on. So I ask you again, how open for business are you? Did you add new prospects to your pipeline, floating, getting introduced to your partners, getting referrals, setting your weekly appointments, work your wardrobe plan to bring value on delivery to your clients, fit and serve your clients so that when they leave you, they feel better about themselves? Did you leave every single appointment with the next one scheduled? If you did, your doors are wide open. And that, right there, is what builds a business that lasts. The moment that you stop prioritizing prospecting for new potential clients or you are setting your weekly appointments, no matter how much you sold, is the moment that your business slowly starts closing its doors. You don't see it right away, guys, but it's like turning off the tap. Eventually, the well runs dry. Keep your names flowing in, keep appointments going out, keep your doors open. It's that simple. Even if we don't feel like it, especially when we don't feel like it, your weekly plan is your path to free and light. We talk a lot about freedom in this business, financial freedom, time freedom, personal growth, but let me be clear. Our freedom comes from our discipline. Having a plan, sticking to it, knowing your keep ratio, trusting your close ratio, adjusting where needed, but never giving up on the plan. Your plan doesn't just build your your income, it builds your confidence, your belief, your future, and most importantly, it builds you. I want you to leave this week encouraged in your heads by developing and working a plan that you believe that you can do. And you stay calm in your hearts, knowing that you're building your self-confidence by making and keeping commitments to yourself day by day. You don't have to chase every shiny object, AKA units. You don't have to worry if this week is slow results-wise. If you're working your plan, adding names, setting appointments, keeping your doors open, the success is already in motion. It just hasn't shown up publicly yet. But it's coming. This business will test you. It will stretch you. Some people will fade. They'll blame the leads. They'll blame the weather. They'll say, it just wasn't for me. But that doesn't have to be you. Falling into the trap of being ruled by your emotions based really on nothing except what you sold or didn't sell that day, no facts, just chasing the elusive next sale. Instead, I'm asking you to work a process to secure long-term sustainable results. You're simply just keeping your doors open. You're working your plan. You're doing the stuff that failures don't like to do. And then one day, not long from now, you'll wake up and you'll realize you became the success that was always in you. Not because you were the loudest, not because you got lucky, but because you showed up, because you kept your eyes open to prospects, minds open to learning, and hearts open to serving others. That's not just winning the game, it's taking home the championship with a duplicatable process that we can trust. Building a life that you can be proud of because of the person that you are becoming, not the units that you sell. And that's how I believe that we will build each other and we will stand side by side, believing in each other that we can work a plan and grow, and thus building our company to $1 billion. And we do it for the sake of those that we love and for those that we may not meet. Thank you.
Good job.
Great job.
Nah.
You can take it over there.
Thank you, Sarah. That was amazing. Thank you for the preparation put into that. And as always, the heartfelt emotion and dedication. All right, y'all, real quick so we can get to our sessions. It's already time to talk about departure tomorrow. Checkout time is at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday, July 3rd. Luggage storage will be available at the Palms Ballroom. Hotel staff will assist with storing your luggage. Departure on Thursday. The shuttles managed by Naples Transportation will begin tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. following the general sessions.
So make sure that you proceed to the ballrooms where you put your luggage to collect your luggage. Then the grab-and-go lunches will be in the foyer, per usual. And shuttles will depart at 12:30, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 p.m., and the last shuttle is at 5 p.m., okay? Important, plan to board the bus at least 2 hours before your flight. And then everything should be on there for your travel and airport check-in. Reminder for tonight. For formal night for President's Club, you may not bring your own alcohol into the formal night tonight, okay? That's just due to hotel policy. Drink tickets beyond the 2 that you've already been given can be purchased during lunch today from 11:45 to 1 p.m. In the Banyan Foyer. Cocktail hour is tonight from 5 to 5:45. Next is breakout sessions. Get there as soon as possible. We did run over, so chop, chop.
Let's go. Thank you.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, you ready? Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. I wanted to start by thanking you all for being here tonight. It means the world to me. I came up here not just to express gratitude, but to share a bit of my story of how I got here and how every person I'm about to thank played a part in that journey. First and foremost, I want to thank God. His plan hasn't always looked like what I expected, but somehow it always worked out exactly how it's supposed to. Through every high and low, He's taken care of me, and for that, I'm forever grateful. To my grandmother, my rock, thank you for shaping me into the man I am today. Your love, patience, wisdom, and unwavering belief in me carried me through my darkest times. Grandpa, though you're not here with us anymore, I still feel you with me every single day. Thank you for your guidance, your tough love, and for being the example of what a man, a father, and a husband should be. To the Jacksonville office, thank you. We're building something special here, and I'm proud to be on this journey with each of you. Jeff Harden, I can't thank you enough. From day one, you've been the leader I needed. You've held me accountable, challenged me, and helped me see beyond the surface in business and in life. Evan, you've been a constant source of balance. You challenge my thinking and remind me not to take life so seriously. Thank you for your friendship and your perspective. Madison, I remember meeting you for the first time, and right away I knew you were special. You're constantly breaking belief barriers of what's possible through hard work, consistency, and simply just being you. You're always striving to make me a better person, and I'm so grateful for you. Sullivan, it's been an honor to be your leader so far. Your attitude is unmatched. You show up every day, and I know you'll be up here soon. Eddie, even though you're not here, I hope you hear this. Thank you. Your wisdom always finds me when I need it most. And then I'm also going to thank my brothers too, Tyler and Jakari. Thank you guys for always giving me your support in everything that I do. A few other guys I want to thank specifically that passed down their knowledge and time to me: Joe Price, LeVar Smith, Jeff Tessetta. Thank you guys. Now, before I thank one last person, I want to share one piece of my story, because getting here wasn't a straight path. I was a college athlete, playing baseball, making decent grades, doing well on the outside. But on the inside, I was struggling with a drug problem. I was way too proud to admit. The struggle led me to jail more than once. Eventually, I was convicted of a felony and sentenced to 6 months in jail. When I got out, I had no job, no car, no license, and a record. Life felt over. But then I found Tom James on page 47 of LinkedIn on a job search. I applied, I interviewed, and I got the job. But on my first day as an SDR, Evan Miller pulled me aside at the very end, basically letting me know that my background check hadn't cleared and that I had to pack everything up and leave. But there was hope. He gave me the number to HR, and at that moment, I had a choice: to give up or fight. And so I picked up the phone and called HR. Eventually, I reached Mary Jane Baker. Instead of writing me off, she listened. She listened to everything that I had to say, and she gave me a second chance. And so, Mary Jane, Jeff Harden, you changed my life. Thank you for believing in me. And so, to everyone listening, your worst moment might just be the setup for your best chapter. Don't quit, seize the opportunity, and never look back. Thank you. That was like my first time actually reading it. Which is probably not good. Yeah, you want to run it again? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. I wanted to start by thanking you all for being here tonight. It means the world to me, and I came up here not just to express gratitude, but to share a bit of my story of how I got here and how every person on this journey played a part. First and foremost, I want to thank God. His plan hasn't always looked like what I expected, but somehow it always worked out exactly how it was supposed to. Through every high and low, He's taken care of me, and for that, I'm forever grateful. To my grandmother, my rock, thank you for shaping me into the man I am today. Your love, patience, wisdom, and unwavering belief in me carried me through my darkest times. To my grandfather, though you're not with us anymore, I still feel you with me every single day. Thank you for your guidance, your tough love, and being an example of what a man, a father, and a husband should be. And I want to thank my brothers as well, Tyler and Jakari. Thank you guys for always being there for me and always supporting me in everything that I do. To the Jacksonville office, thank you. We're building something special here, and I'm proud to be on this journey with each and every single one of you. To Jeff Harden, can't say thank you enough. From day one, I knew you were the leader that I needed. You've held me accountable, challenged me, and helped me see beyond the surface in business and in life. Evan, you've been a constant source of balance. You challenge my thinking, you remind me not to take life so seriously, and thank you for your friendship and your perspective. Madison, I remember meeting you for the first time, and right away I knew you were special. You're constantly breaking belief barriers of what's possible through hard work, consistency, and simply just being you. You're always striving to make me a better person, and for that I'm forever grateful. Sullivan, it's been an honor to lead you so far. Your attitude is unmatched. You show up every day, and I know you'll be up here soon. Eddie, even though you're not here, I hope you hear this, and thank you. Your wisdom always finds me when I need it most. A few other guys I want to thank specifically that passed down their knowledge and their time to me. Joe Price, my coach, LeVar Smith, and Jeff Tessetta. And now, before I thank this one last person, I want to share a piece of my story, because getting here wasn't necessarily a straight path. I was a college athlete, I played baseball, made decent grades, was doing well on the outside, but on the inside I was struggling with a drug problem that I was too proud to admit that I needed help with. That struggle led me to jail more than once. Eventually, I was convicted of a felony and sentenced to 6 months in jail. And when I got out, I had no job, no car, no license, and a record. Life felt over. Then I found Tom James on page 47 of a LinkedIn job search. And I applied, I interviewed, and I got the job. On my first day, at the very end of it, Evan pulled me aside and basically just let me know, like, hey, the background check didn't clear. But there was hope. He gave me the number to HR. And at that moment, I had a choice to give up or fight. And so I picked up the phone and called HR. Eventually, that's where I reached Mary Jane Baker. And instead of writing me off, she listened. She heard everything, she took everything into consideration, and she gave me a second chance. And so Mary Jane, Jeff, you changed my life. Thank you for always believing in me. And to everyone listening, your worst moment might just be the setup to your best chapter. So don't quit, seize the opportunity, and never look back. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. I'm honestly so humbled and grateful. I've always believed things happen for a reason. Looking back, I see how every challenge, doubt, win, and twist has led me here. My path to Tom James was not typical. I majored in criminology, minored in psych, and spent 4 years working as a personal trainer. Right after graduating from high school, I worked with a mentor, Faith Lee, who made a huge impact on my life. She taught me how to run a business with pride and ownership, showed me the value of hard work and accountability, and always put the client first. Most importantly, she pushed me to dream bigger than just a 9 to 5. I made the decision to transfer from USF to FSU in 2020 and moved away from home. I juggled several jobs while figuring things out on my own. This helped me grow so much, made me more independent, resilient, and clear about what I wanted for my future. Sometimes I feel like life puts you exactly where you need to be. I never had a dream career growing up, but I knew the general idea of what I wanted my life to look like. I wanted growth, flexibility, challenge, and of course, a good net worth. When I was offered the position at Tom James after my internship, I had a lot of doubts about my sales skills because I essentially had none. But I couldn't ignore that this career could get me exactly what I wanted in a way that felt realistic. I also couldn't ignore that Tori Allen saw something in me that I didn't really see in myself. Even though my family and friends were supportive, I knew some probably thought I was a little crazy. So I made a deal with them and with myself. I'd give it 2 years and just give it my all. When I shared my goals with my leader, Tiffany, she didn't even blink. She said it would take hard work and wouldn't come easily, but pushed me to dream bigger. She helped me believe in not just what I could do, but who I could become. So I dreamed, believed, and worked really hard. I pushed through uncomfortable moments, one conversation and appointment at a time. I failed, got thrown off track, but always found my way back, reminding myself to get 1% better and closer to my goals each day. While there's not enough time to thank everyone, Tiffany, you're an absolute powerhouse and inspiration. I'm so grateful to have you as my leader and my friend. Christina, thank you for your unwavering belief in me, especially in those months leading up to PC. To my Tampa office, thank you for guiding, supporting, and celebrating me every step of the way. Special shout out to LaFawn and Lorraine, my biggest cheerleaders. And thank you to our retired tailors, Jose and Elsa. To my family and Seth, thank you for your unconditional love and constant support. I'm honored, grateful, and I'm just getting started. Thank you. Okay, can I do it just one more time? Okay, I didn't even feel it. Okay. Good evening. I'm honestly so humbled and grateful. I always believe things happen for a reason. Looking back, I see how every challenge, doubt, win, and twist led me here. My path to Tom James was not typical. I majored in criminology and minored in psych, spent 4 years working as a personal trainer. Right after graduating from high school, I worked with a mentor, Faith Lee, who made a huge impact on my life. She taught me how to run a business with pride and ownership, showed me the value of hard work and accountability, and always put the client first. Most importantly, she pushed me to dream bigger than just a 9 to 5. I made the decision to transfer from USF to FSU in 2020 and moved away from home. I juggled several jobs while figuring things out on my own. This helped me grow so much, made me more independent, resilient, and clear about what I wanted for my future. Sometimes I feel like life puts you exactly where you need to be. I never had a dream career growing up, but I knew the general idea of what I wanted my life to look like. I wanted growth, flexibility, challenge, and of course, a good net worth. When I was offered the position at Tom James after my internship, I had a lot of doubts about my sales skills because I essentially had none. But I couldn't ignore that this career could get me exactly what I wanted, in a way that just felt realistic. I also couldn't ignore that Tori Allen saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Even though my friends and family were supportive, I know some probably thought I was a little crazy, so I made a deal with them and with myself. I'd give it 2 years and just give it my all. When I shared my goals with my leader, Tiffany, she didn't even blink. She said it would take hard work and wouldn't come easily, but pushed me to dream bigger. She helped me believe in not just what I could do, but who I could become. So I dreamed, I believed, and worked hard. I pushed through uncomfortable moments, one conversation and appointment at a time. I failed, got thrown off track, but always found my way back, reminding myself to get 1% better and closer to my goals each day. While there is not enough time to thank everyone, Tiffany, you're an absolute powerhouse and inspiration. I'm so grateful to have you as my friend and leader. Christina, thank you for your unwavering belief in me, especially in those months leading up to PC. To my Tampa office, thank you for guiding, supporting, and celebrating me every step of the way. Special shout out to LaFawn and Lorraine, my biggest cheerleaders. And thank you to our retired tailors, Jose and Elsa. To my family and Seth, thank you for your unconditional love and unwavering support. I'm honored, grateful, and just getting started. Thank you. Okay, that one felt like a little bit better, more natural. I think I needed one a bit twice. Yeah, the first one was like,
Gosh, I'm nervous. Okay. Never in my life did I think I would live in DC, especially after I applied for the Chicago office, interviewed for the Chicago office, and had my ride day in Chicago. When they offered me DC, it was something I never considered, but hey, name a better city to sell suits in, right? When I got there, I was shocked about the amount of success I was surrounded by. I swear, everyone in DC hits PC in like 2 months and only sells Oxford. So naturally, I felt the pressure quickly. I kept measuring myself against everyone around me, constantly wondering if I was keeping up, if I looked the part, and if others saw me capable. I told myself, Caroline, put your head down and do the work. It kept me focused, but let me tell you, I had zero fun. Oh, zero fun. Where am I? Oh, when you keep your head down for too long, you miss things. I was drained and unhappy with my results. So I decided to have more fun, keep things light, and stop taking things so seriously. I started on focus on having more energy, joy, and perspective. That mindset shift changed everything in how I worked, lived, and showed up each day. The people around me played a huge role in helping me find that balance, reminding me to laugh, to breathe, and enjoy the ride. So I want to thank those who not only made this journey possible, but a whole lot more fun. Mom and Dad, thank you for your love, your sacrifice, and hearing more about the hard days than the good ones. You taught me that strength and kindness go hand in hand. My sisters, Ava and Emma, you guys could probably list every single article of clothing I've ever sold. Thank you for always answering my minute calls. I'm so grateful to go through life with the both of you. Miss Julia Kay and Lily Boswell, this job would have been a lot harder without y'all. We're just three girls making DC a little more fashionable. Shika, you have celebrated every big and small one of mine like it's your own. You have gave me a type of guidance I've never expected to receive after leaving home. To the rest of the DC office, I feel spoiled. I get a front row seat to some of the most driven, passionate, and talented people. I don't take your energy or support for granted. So if there's one thing I've learned and want to leave with you, it's to take your goals seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Work hard, chase big things, but don't forget to laugh, breathe, and actually enjoy the ride. Thank you. Was I talking really fast? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm not relaxed. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Never in my life did I think I would live in DC, especially after I applied for the Chicago office, interviewed for the Chicago office, and had my ride day in Chicago. When they offered me DC, it was something I never considered, but hey, name a better city to sell suits in, right? When I got there, I was shocked about the amount of success I was surrounded by. I swear, everyone in the DC office hits PC in like 2 months and only sells Oxford. So naturally, I felt the pressure quickly. I kept measuring myself against everyone around me, constantly wondering if I was keeping up, if I looked the part, and if others saw me capable. I told myself, Caroline, put your head down and do the work. It kept me focused, but let me tell you, I had zero fun. When you keep your head down for too long, you miss things. I was drained and unhappy with my results. So I decided to have a lot more fun, keep things light, and stop taking things so seriously. I started focus on having more energy, joy, and perspective. That mindset shift changed everything, how I worked, lived, and showed up each day. The people around me played a huge role in helping me find that balance, reminding me to laugh, to breathe, and to enjoy the ride. So I want to thank those who not only made the journey possible, but a whole lot more fun. Mom and Dad, thank you for your love, your sacrifices, and hearing more about the hard days than the good ones. You taught me that strength and kindness go hand in hand. To my sisters, Ava and Emma, you guys could probably list every single article of clothing I've ever sold. Thank you for always answering my manic calls. I'm so grateful to go through life with the both of you. Miss Julia Kay and Lily Boswell, this job would have been a lot harder without you guys. We're just three girls in DC. We're just three girls making DC a little more fashionable. Shika, you've celebrated every big and small win of mine like it's your own. You've gave me the type of guidance I've never expected to receive after leaving home. To the rest of the DC office, I feel spoiled. I get a front row seat of some of the most driven, passionate, and talented people. I don't take your energy or support for granted. So if there's one thing I've learned and I want to leave with you, it's take your goals seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Work hard, chase big things, but don't forget to laugh, to breathe, and to enjoy the ride. Thank you. It felt better the second time.
I just see a computer screen right now. It's okay. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. First and foremost, let's give some honor, glory, and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be standing on the stage without his help and the help of those around me. Thank you to my mom, dad, sister, and grandparents, Nan and Pop, Mimi and Dadu, for always encouraging me to dream big. P.S. My sister Aubrey celebrates her birthday this week. Can we give her some love? To Team Cleveland, and especially my leader, Grace Palmer, your belief in me has never wavered. Because of the high standards of excellence you've held me to, I not only get to stand up here as a President's Club member, but also a cabinet member. I'm so thankful for your leadership, mentorship, and friendship. Dash, thank you for being a strong org leader and steady support when I needed it. Elise, Lauren, Brian, Casey, Brooke, Matt, Josh, Deb, Cam, Carly, Seth, Tirsa, Emma, Mary,